What is up, Brawlers? Chi back with another episode, and today, guys, we're jumping in to some juicy, good content that Brawl Stars is bringing to us in the next Brawl Stars update. Now, starting off, guys, we are getting a new brawler, codename Agent P, but he's going to be a new mythic brawler coming out to the game, guys, and he's going to be looking like this. He's going to be looking sick. He's going to look like a little penguin. Fresh bow, not gonna lie, he's got a fresh red bow tie there, but he looks like a penguin. He's got a bell on his head, which means he's gonna be like a bar hop or bellhop. I think it's bellhop. And he honestly looks really sick. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, all right, but I'm gonna toot it, toot toot. But I honestly, if you look at what the Chi put, what I put on Twitter, I wasn't expecting a high rated brawler this time around, but I'm sure the happy content is going to keep coming in. And honestly, after I saw some, gameplay of him, I instantly was like, that's going to be, he's going to be an epic or he's going to be a mythic. I didn't think he was going to be a legendary, not yet. But, just from me, just from those early days, that was January 18th. That was like 3 days ago from now when I'm recording this. But that was, after seeing his gameplay, I definitely was like, he's got to be an epic or he's got to be a mythic. But if you haven't seen his gameplay, he shoots like this beam, and then once it reaches its target, it like jumps up and then lands back down. So it does like a splash, kind of like an area of effect kind of damage. Which honestly to me, I think he can definitely do a good counter to like lobbers. He could definitely. I haven't really seen the part if he's just shooting at a wall and this tag still goes over. But if that does happen, then he definitely counters like one of Jesse's and one of Penny's weaknesses is that, they get countered by loppers really well. Now, another skin that he is going to be getting, he's getting his own skin. It's going to look like this. Shout out to Lex. Lex threw the stunner stage on him. But man, Agent P, that's what he's going to look like. He's going to cost 30 gems too. Very reasonable price, not going to lie. But I'm pretty happy with what Brawl Stars is bringing. Now, another thing, guys, Frank, he threw it out here, and I gotta elaborate a little bit more on this part. Just from my point of view. But what he says is, can you see the pattern of when we release which rarity of Brawler? No, because there's no predefined schedule. We make the decision of Brawler rarity based on their set of abilities, impact on the game, direct and indirect difficulty, and others. Now, if we look at this list, all right. Now, the first 15 brawlers, we got Shelly through Poco, which, they were our first ones. We had also Spike and Crow. They were already in the game when Brawl Stars came out. Now, when Piper came out very strong. And she was the first epic, I think, that we had. Actually, no, I think Bo was actually an epic. He got, down rip Bo. But yeah, when Piper came out, she was our first epic, and she was very strong. And it kind of was like an eye opener to us a little bit that the epics, they were gonna be strong, And then when Pam came out, Pam was she was really a disappointment, not gonna lie, because her damage wasn't there, her healing wasn't there. But Tara, which was a new rarity, which was a mythic back then, he was destroying bulls, even Bull in Showdown. She was just, 3-swiping. I'm not gonna lie. That's what happened. But as you guys can see there's 2 epics, and then we got a mythic, and then we got a super rare, which was Daryl, which was like back in December. December 7th, which was Daryl. And then we got Frank and Penny, which they gave us an epic and a super rare. So that was like, back then we were like, okay, we've gotten an epic, we've gotten a few epics actually. We got a mythic, we got a super rare. I think it's about time we get a legendary, which around that time, that was a week before Global came out. We got Leon, which, not gonna lie, Leon was just, he was a one-man wrecking crew. So yeah, we got Leon, and then, what is it? 2 months later, actually, right here, we got Gene, which Gene was okay. He wasn't that strong. I don't really remember him being that strong. But then we got Tick, then we got Carl, then we got Rosa. So we're going on another spree here, which I guess the community in a sense was kind of like, okay, common, super rare, rare, epic. Okay, now they have to give us a legendary. Like, we're kind of building up for like another legendary, and then we get 8-bit, which is like the 8,000 trophy. I think it's like the 8,000 trophy range, which is kind of like, okay, we're either getting a legendary or we're getting a legendary. And then we got Sandy. What Sandy was another, he was another strong legendary. So after that, I think everybody's like, okay, we're done with legendaries. We haven't gotten a mythic. The last time we got a mythic was in February. So now, the last update that they gave us was in December, and they gave us Max and B, which were both high rarities. And we have not. The last time we got an epic and a mythic at the same time. All right, the last time that happened, right after that, we got Daryl. Daryl was a super rare. So at that point, I think everybody was kind of like, yep, we're getting a super rare. Going to be the penguin guy. And he's going to be very good. But no, definitely from this post, Frank is letting us know that, well, I mean, pretty much what we've been believing this whole time, that there's a cycle, a little cycle going on. There's not. So they can pretty much drop any rarity they want on us, as long as it fits, I guess, those standards, that it has to, based on its abilities, the impact on the game, and the difficulty and other things. I think the difficulty part would be how hard, or if they're good, very easy to play, then they won't be that high of a rarity, which is kind of, Sandy's pretty pretty easy to play. But yeah, that's one thing that Frank threw at us that kind of threw everything off guard. Now, another thing that I think, for me, it's kind of iffy. But they're taking away the solo modes, the solo events, as you guys can see right here. This event slide that you get at 1,600 trophies, gonna be gone. That other slot that you got from getting another token is gonna be gone now. Which, don't fear. Solo Showdown is not going anywhere. Solo Showdown it's still doing very well. But that means Takedown is gone and Lone Star is gone. Which for me, I didn't really mind Lone Star, just because it was like these modes have been alternatives for Showdown for people who don't want to play Showdown because they don't like teaming, they don't like the randomness of it, and Lone Star is kind of like, it's kind of like a skill based, and then Takedown was kind of pretty much as if you could put the most damage on the other, the robot, and then while the robot's invincible, you power yourself up, you kill other brawlers, you take the power cubes and you become stronger, which a lot of people didn't like that, because a lot of people just want to kill you and stack up their power cubes and then put more damage on the robot, which wasn't really something that happened a lot. A lot of people really didn't do that, but yeah. Now, next, guys, is the most game modes played. And, Frank did, Frank, I honestly gotta put it to you guys, but he does, as a game lead, he puts so much information out on Twitter. It's crazy. Sometimes I don't really look at Frank as the community manager or the game lead. It's just, he's the brawl guy. But what he says here is, just 6 months ago, the most played game mode in Brawl Stars was Solo Showdown. The situation changed quite a bit. The top 3 game modes right now are Duo Showdown, Brawl Ball, and Solo Showdown. Now, the Chi, this guy, I like some Duo Showdown. That's probably one of my, besides Brawl Ball, which is it's on there as the second game mode. One of my most enjoyed game to play, either on live stream or pretty much on live stream. But yeah, it's drastically changed. People have like gone from just Solo Showdown to Duo Showdown. So definitely Duo Showdown, it's made a big impact. And Brawl Ball is still there holding strong, even though now it's on 24-hour rotation. Definitely Brawl Ball definitely earned that spot of having its own slot. And then Solo Showdown is, I think it's going to stay there for a while. And then he said, good news for Duo Stars, which if you guys don't know who Duo Stars are, they're a community led for doing competitive matches in Duo Showdown. So it's very cool. Now, next, guys, is the top 3 rare brawlers. And those, as to see, is Sandy, which is a legendary, and his is 7.8%. Max, which is a mythic, at 11.2%. And if you didn't see the Chi struggle on Twitter, or Twitch, actually, not Twitter. Well, Twitch, a little bit both. I pulled 811 boxes to get Max. So, yeah, that one definitely stands out for me. And then Spike, I mean, I haven't pulled Spike since beta days, but he's still up there. So that's a cool fact that, you know, Frank is definitely giving us as the community that I don't think anybody would really looked at. Now, another thing, guys, is the challenges have been coming to Brawl Stars. Like, oh, you know, good job to you guys if you got 15 wins and you didn't get 3 losses. Shout out to AI who, you know, helped me get that 3rd loss. But there's going to be a new competition in Poland in March. So, you know, definitely good luck to those guys who are going to be competing there. It's going to be looking sick. I honestly, you know, the Brawl Stars scene for esports is definitely building up. Now, lastly, guys, what I want to talk about, all right, is this upcoming update. It's gonna be a pricey one. I mean, honestly, for the Chi, all right, for me, which I haven't done giveaways, I haven't done skin giveaways, I haven't done anything like that yet. But this update is gonna be costing 1,140 gems for everything. If you want to buy everything, it's gonna cost 1,140 gems, which I know that's like $60. It's way up there. Like the 8-bit. If you haven't seen the 8-bit skin, Virus 8-bit is very, like, whoever came up with that, honestly, is well designed. That's gonna cost 300 gems. BB is gonna cost 800 gems, which between the 8-bit and the BB skin, like she's rocking a sword. I mean, dude, a sword? I mean, it's replacing her bat, but he looks awesome. Tara, that one's gonna go for 80 gems, and it's like a robe covering her mask, which that part doesn't really bug me. It's like the part that's like sick is that she's like hovering, you know, the cards, like she's having them rotate, and like Tara just being the, like, I guess like she's like the person that like predetermines what you're gonna do. I don't really know what it's called. That's really cool. And now for Valentine's Day, Piper's getting a Cupid skin. That one, like they did so much artwork with her. Like her shot has like this huge heart on it. Her hair has like this like heart shaped in it, and her skin, like it looks just incredible. Now Nita, I don't know if anybody knows this yet, but the Koala Nita, which, you know, shout out to Ark and all the other guys that did that. It's going for a good cause. I guess it was changed like somewhere along the lines. In one of the sneak peeks, unless the sneak peek that they showed us is old, but it's going for 80 gems now, which is like $5. But I mean, $5 for something that's going good, yeah, it's definitely worth getting. And then Agent P, his skin is going to be 30 gems. Like that's reasonably easy to get, even though he might not be easy to get. I mean, I feel like that one's kind of like a troll. Like, you know, like, oh, you know, you want Agent P, you got to get, you know, Mr. P first, which he might be. I mean, for me, I'm just gonna buy him now. I'm no longer going to try and put my boxes that I've collected, which I collected them for. It's kind of, I'm looking really bad when I do this, but I put all this money into those boxes, but I'm just going for 10K boxes. I want to find out this record, and I feel like Frank knows the record, like if whether 10K is possible or if 10K isn't possible, and he's gonna just be like, while I'm climbing this mountain, you just see, you know, something glimmering, and it's like, what is that? what is that? You know, and then like I finally climb up there and he's just like, hey chief, you can't pass 10, you know. You know, I don't know. But I honestly feel like Frank is just like letting me reel in the money, just throwing him the money while I'm climbing up this mountain, and he's just up there just waiting. Um, I honestly feel like he's doing that, but that's just my interpretation of it. That's what I feel like probably might be happening. I don't know. But after, you know, opening 811 boxes, I'm definitely not going back because trying to gain, you know, those 800 boxes back from playing a lot of Robo was not worth it. It's really not. Um, but I did find out I do like the random brawler queue. It's actually really cool how they did it. I think a lot more stuff has to be worked on it. But how they made it now, it's very polished. It's kind of polished. You know, it's got a few smudges on it, but it's almost there. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.